Alright, hello chat, how are you guys doing? Let me double check that everything sounds good. Sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Let's just get started right away, and there's the live announcement. So we're actually going to get started with, we're doing this in the other order. If you look at this, you can see for 1 second that I had them around, but let's do it the other way around. Let's do clickbait first and then Gibraltar. And up next. Alright, this is Diamond. High plat, low diamond. And I believe we're watching a Tracer player. So let's see how this goes. We are watching clickbait right here. Just fix this real quick because this never saves for some reason. And real quick, Tracer, a lot to talk about. The first thing is what's your role in this comp? Like you have a very heavy dive tank comp, so that's solid. Usually you'll wait for your monkey and your diva to engage, and then you come in after them to clean up on their damage. Like if they have, for example, a McCree or a Brigitte, right, or any kind of CC, then it's really good to let your tanks take away the attention of the enemy and even the CC in some cases, and then you can come in right after the cleanup. So that's usually how that works. Which doesn't mean you shouldn't be going with them, right? Like the idea is go with them, just arrive like about at the same time, so the enemy is looking at your tanks, and setting up for like different angles is very important because if your tanks are diving this way and the enemy is looking at your tanks, they coming from this way can get you a ton of value. Also, real quick, let's read what the thing said. It just said, Tracer main having a stack and diamond for 5 seasons, single main mechanics are good, but my positioning and game sense are not. So that's the too long, don't read of that. Right, so you're starting, you're rolling out, this is fine, setting up on the left flank, which is fine. So this is not bad. You're preparing to go in, and like I said, right, it is kind of important that you don't go in by yourself. Especially with this kind of comp. Like, if you had a, let's just say, like, you had a Reinhardt, and your Rhine was going in, and they had a Reinhardt, and the Rhine was going in, then you can do this to try to distract the enemy while the fight is happening. But in this case, you're basically taking a 1v3 against the enemy team. Which, pressuring a sniper is not a bad idea, but if you were with your team, we could just delete this monkey, like, all together. He already used the jump, like, if you look at here. Well, this is... Okay, I actually didn't use jump. Use bubble? No, they actually have the cooldowns. Oh, because they have a Lucio, so they sped forward. Still, like, the general idea is... this is not bad. Like, taking 1v1 tools is fine. You are stopping the enemy from getting value into your team. But you still should probably just prioritize the same targets as your team. That said, though, this is not a bad idea. It's just basically, rather than playing with your team, you are trying to take a 1v1, which can work depending on how good you are. So you have to recall, and yeah, now you have to come. You ended up coming back to your team, and your team ended up killing the monkey without you. So it's like, you could have helped kill this monkey faster rather than just annoy the Hanzo a little bit. But it's okay, because at least you took the Hanzo away from the fight as well, which is solid. Like, the sudden Hanzo means the Hanzo can't put pressure on your tanks, means they have an easier tank pressuring the monkey, right? You're kind of going for the baptiste here. This is okay, like, this is a one fight, you just clean up, yep. Go for the Hanzo again. Good flank melee, he got the Mega, which is unfortunate, but he should be dead. So yeah, good first side. We're just cleaning up, and now we reset. Like, we got the point, we reset for a new flank. So on the first one, I really like it. Like, again, their tanks were going this way, your tanks were going this way, you just took a flank into the Hanzo, which the idea is okay. It is definitely something you can do, especially if they have, they don't have anymore a Hanzo. But if they have like a sniper and you think you can do well against a sniper, getting on the sniper is a good idea, because then the sniper cannot pressure your tanks. You're basically making this into a 5v5, right? Which means what you're doing is you're getting even value. Even. you are probably not going to kill the Hanzo. If you do, that's really good. The Hanzo is probably not going to kill you. He can if he's a good Hanzo. But you're removing the Hanzo from the fight, which is a good idea. Also, I think the Baptiste, if the Baptiste was here, but I think he was looking at his monkey. If the Baptiste had been looking at you, then you made this into a 2v1, which that's the most value you can get, right? In this kind of situation, you're basically making this into a 4v5 for your team, and that's where you can get the advantage. But what you did is just you took a 1v1 versus the Hanzo, Widow set up over here, so you did not distract the Widow. But you did distract the Hanzo, and maybe a little bit the Baptiste, though the Baptiste was still throwing healing. Your monkey just bubbled the other monkey, which was good. But yeah, like that's the idea. You get even value if you just do that. Which is not bad, but it could be better. Like if you get 2 people to look at you, or you just go with your team and kill things with your team. Or if you're mechanically good enough to win those 1v1s, then you can turn the scales in your favor as well. It's just not going to be easy killing like a Hanzo, a Tracer, because he can also one-shot you. It's a skill matchup. So we're going for the flank. I like this, but I do want to point out, like, let's look at this from above, because this should be better for this. What the point I want to make, like, look at your tanks, right? Your tanks are already in, and you're over here. And this is, I think, the biggest thing. Like, the positioning is good. The idea of going behind him is good, but you're going in very late, right? If you were already, like, let's just say here, and you could just blink in and put pressure on them right now, that would be really good. Like the Macris, you got the monkey, he already used flashback. Ana is looking forward, right? She's naive. We got all of their cooldowns out by just engaging with their tanks. So if you were like here already, right? Or maybe like if you want to go out that way and set up here instead, and just take one blink here, you can be behind them and shoot at them. Hello, Echo. So the simple idea is that this idea was good, like the simple idea. What I'm trying to say is that this idea of going behind them was good, but you are way too late with the actual execution, because now your tanks are low. We have already invested our cooldowns, and your tanks just have to get out. Like at this point, your tanks have distracted them, gotten both of their biggest cooldowns out. Did they use any bubbles as well? They used the personal as well. So, and just yeah, the idea is that if you had been here, you could have added extra pressure on Diana. Hello, Uncle Gibraltar. You were not here earlier. The idea is that you can put pressure on both of them, right? Or anyone you really want to. But as they are distracted with your tanks, you have to go in. And I just heard your monkey leaping early. That's why I'm saying this. Like, monkeys, like if I go back a second, you'll probably hear it yourself. And you had more than enough time to stab. It's not like you didn't have enough time to stab. You were just inside for a long time and playing around here for a long time. But like, listen for your monkey sleep. Did you hear it? There you go. There's the Tesla cannon. You were in compound but that's fine. We'll do you a second. There's the Tesla cannon. I heard the Diva boosters. Your monkey's taking damage, right? And you did go in, and you're using repulsion as well. It's just a little late. And you win the 1v1 against Ana anyway, which is solid, but you could have gotten more value, and then your team wouldn't have had, like, your Brigitte died, your tanks had to back out, now you're surrounded, so you have to get out, right? We ended up trading, it's not a free fight win, so Ana is a really good target to remove from the fight, because now they have no healing. But my point is still, did you get value? Yeah, you got value, but you could have gotten even more value if you had gone in, like, nah. This Ana would be dead, you would have no pressure, and they would have no healing, so we can just kill all of them. Instead, you go in a little late, you go in now, right? And your tanks are still in, so your timing is not that bad, but your tanks are already getting out. Like, if you look at your tanks, they are backing out because the monkey's low on HP, they have no resources, you use Pulse Bomb, so it is still good value, it's not bad, like, most of them are still focusing on your tanks, but a little earlier would have gotten you even more value. And you end up, like, at this point, they could have just turned around and pressured you. And Diana just stayed here, which is really bad. Ana should have gone forward into her team when you started pressuring her, and she didn't. And then you just killed her, which is good, right? Your mechanics are not bad. In fact, the mechanics are solid. I don't think mechanics are the problem. I think it's mostly just your timing. Like, at a higher rank, that would have been punished, like, very easily. That engagement you just did, you would have ended up on Ana going to her team. We lose the Brigitte, you don't kill the Ana, or Ana gets, because they use, like, literally every cooldown. I expect them to save at least one of them on the, this is time, like, it's over here. I expect them to just get, like, save one of the 3 cooldowns that will keep the Ana alive. Either, I think they have Felny actually, did they? No, they used it at some point as well. So they should have kept one of the cooldowns to keep Ana alive. They just didn't, and Diana didn't go forward into her team for help either. At higher ranks, I expect that to happen. Like, Diana will get bubbled, you'll get stunned, Diana will just nade the ground. So it's a little bit more complicated than just going and kill Diana the higher you go up the ranks, because the team will actually help them. Then we win the sniper duel, which is solid. You pressure the McCree, he used flashbang, you can go on the McCree if you, like, think about your 1v1s, right? Since you did it earlier, I'm going to point it out. We did it with the Hanzo, right? When he was Hanzo, it's a 1v1 that either of you can win, it's a skill 1v1, a skill 1d1, where if you get enough shots, you will kill him, but you are very difficult to kill, because, you know, you can just recall, but also he's very difficult to kill, because he's just got vertical mobility, he can leap away, and also Hanzo can one-shot you. So at any point in the fight, even before you recall, you can just get killed. And by the way, body shot plus melee does kill you. So you have to be very careful. Hanzo doesn't have, like, it's not like he can only kill you immediately with a headshot. He can body shot you plus melee and you'll die. So never get close enough to melee, Hanzo. I know you may want to, but if you get close enough to melee, Hanzo will just body shot plus melee and you're immediately dead. You don't even have a chance to recall if he does that. So be careful about that. Then you have McCree. McCree is actually a good matchup for you. Like, the way he wins is just with the flashbang. If he's got the flashbang, you cannot get too close. And of course, he can pressure you with a headshot, which does 140 damage. But if you have full health, you can pressure McCree as long as he wants. As long as you want. And even if if he doesn't have flashbang, he, of course, can still roll and shot you and maybe triple tap you or double tap you if he gets a headshot. But so long as you stay out of melee, you can always recall out. Because he cannot one-tap you. Like, he can do 140 damage. But if he doesn't have flash, this is in your favor. Because if he doesn't have flash, you can just stay at, like, this range away from melee and you'll win every duel. Unless he's like a really good McCree and just either 3 taps you, because again, McCree does 70 damage. So to get to 150, he needs 3 shots or a headshot and a body shot. So he either 2 taps you like any other DPS, because again, 200, and he has to do 210. He goes from 140 to 110. The true long read is, if McCree doesn't have flashbang, so long as you don't get close enough for him to melee you, you're fine. Widow is actually even easier for you. The only way Widow has of killing you is hitting you with a headshot, because her... Actually, I believe that's 120. So maybe a fully charged body shot plus melee can also kill you, and of course you have to be wary of the Venom Mine. But since Widow has to be scoped in to do her most damage, you can just play around the line of sight she's scoped in too. And again, so long as you don't get close enough to melee, you're fine. You can get headshot if it's a really good Widow, but you should not play around that. Of course, take cover wherever you can. Zarya is one you don't want to take. You can pressure the Zarya if she doesn't have personal, but she's usually too tanky at 400, and she usually has healing as well. Ana, really good. The way you 1v1 Ana is... like, what you did was really good. You wait until she doesn't have nade. You play around the sleeve. You don't need to bait it out. You can play around it. But once she doesn't have nade, or you have baited the nade, you can just engage on Diana, and she doesn't really have a good way of countering you. Again, unless she hits a sleep, which you can play around pretty easily with your blinks. And you can just go behind her, shoot, and go in front of her, shoot, and you should win that 1v1, so long as she doesn't have the nade. Lucio, don't take a 1v1 against Lucio. He cannot kill you, you cannot kill him, it's gonna be very difficult for both of you. Just don't. And Monkey, if he doesn't have leap, or if he doesn't... Especially if he doesn't have leap, You can kill a monkey faster than he can kill you. Tracer can do up to 480 damage. Not against armor. Armor has it. But a monkey without leap is free damage for you. He can be inside the bubble, which can make it harder because you have to blink into the bubble, shoot, get tased for like 1 to 2 seconds, then get out. But yeah, we covered that a little bit. All of that to say, go duel this McCree. Because he doesn't have flashbang, right? And he's by himself. So I just want you to go do this McCree. You start running away from McCree, I just want you to go kill him. Because on the 1v1 you should win this fight like 90% of the time. If he doesn't have flashbang. Now he's got flashbang. No, he just used it on the monkey as well. So good cleanup. Get your mechanics are good. I feel like it's mostly a timing thing. But you're doing really good on this point. And it does look like it gets closer later. But you're doing really good right now. So it's not like I have a lot to tell you yet. Don't do that Doomfist at this range. You may not believe it, but the biggest advantage you actually have on Doomfist is range. Tracer's range is 12 meters. He can do damage from a long distance. Doomfist has a very big hitbox, so your spread doesn't affect you as much when dueling a Doomfist. But if you get close, his shotgun is actually like a lot of damage if you get very close. So he can one-shot you pretty easily. Actually, how far are you away? 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Hold on, let me just... Since we are already at this, let's just show it. Like, if you get very close, Doomfist can actually just one-shot you. I missed a couple shots, but you get what I mean. Also, with punch, with cooldowns, he can CC lock you, but he can just one-shot you. Also, of course, he can one-shot you with the punch, but that's not close range, and he can also two-tap you, like, very simply. So, that, or, of course, if he just... He can CC stun you, and but that's really not the only thing I wanted to show. The further away, like, of course, the further away Doomfist is, the few damage, like, from this range, Doomfist doesn't really do a lot of damage. But if you're playing Tracer, right, you have a lot more range. Especially, like, at this range. At 12 to 12, at the 10 to 12 meter line, you can still one-kill people pretty easily. So it's like, it's pretty easy to hit a Doomfist from far away because he's so big. So you can just play like at this range, and his shots will not do enough damage, especially if you blink around. And he will have to try to use cooldowns to engage on you, but Doomfist has 3 cooldowns, right? He's got, what is 3? He's got the punch, he's got the uppercut, and he's got the slam. And you got 3 blinks, so you can just dodge all of the cooldowns and just kill Doomfist. That would not, do not exist. Best stop, just take me back to the replay viewer. So again, just don't get that close to Doomfist. It's too long already. We're at 2 minutes. Is it this? Yeah. 2 minutes 20. So don't get close to Doomfist. You have really good range. Just make use of that. Like, not really good range, right? But good range against like Reaper, Hog, Doomfist, Rhine, Monkey. All of them have like shorter range than you do, so you can play around that. Okay, here you die to the McCree because he just flashbangs you. You end up playing too close. It may just be the grab, and then you never go away. Like, you get grabbed, you don't die to the grab, of course, but then you never really go away, which means you are just like literally in the... Like, you end up kind of like in the front line, kind of. Like, you have Monkey and Zarya on you. And then you get stunned because McCree is also here. Like, you end up by yourself in the middle of the enemy team. Because you just get blinded by, I need to get killed. And you just die. Again, it's really good to play with and around your team. Like, if your team is going out, just go out. Especially after grab, just don't stay where the enemy is attacking. Looks like a last fight. The enemy did end up using like 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 4 ultimates. Let's fight. We reset. You should not have committed the pulse bomb. Like, you dead, almost dead, right? Just don't. Your monkey and your runner out. Why are you committing the pulse bomb? This is clearly a lost fight. You can stall the point. I'm fine with you stalling the point if you really want to. I don't think you have to, but your diva is dead anyway. So if you wanted to stall the point, I would have been like, okay, fine, just stall the point, but don't use the pulse bomb. That's literally what this ultimate will have for the next fight. And now, like, you could have gone in with pulse bomb and trying to get a pick and baited the nano out, for example, right? Because maybe you stack the McCree and she just nanos to make sure he survives. Or you just get a pick and they cannot revive this, so they use nano aggressively. But now they don't have to. Careful when getting this close to McCree. Like, again, you're just kinda going in by yourself. Like, your team is not really going in with you. You're just taking a 1v6, so don't do that. Now your monkey's in, so now would be a good time to take that flank. No, don't wake up a sleeping nano. Do you know how much damage you do to this monkey? The damage you do to this monkey is 60 damage per second. Because your damage is 240, which is half to 120, which because of armor, which is half to 60 because of nano. Or the other way around. I think nano applies before armor. But it's 60 damage per second. And then you have 1 second when you have to reload, so you do 0. So your actual damage per second is 30 damage. You are doing 30 damage per second to that monkey. Don't wake him up for 30 damage per second. It's a nano monkey. Pressuring Diana is the right idea, but it's just a lost fight. Remember what I said about nano being a good ultimate? They just win with nano. Like, yeah, we picked Diana, but now we have no Ana, no Hanzo. Because of a single nano monkey. No Brigitte, no Diva. So, that fight did not go very well. You engaged before your entire team, and you woke up the monkey. So don't do either of those. Again, it's like, look at our team, right? Do you have someone you can 1v1? Kind of, but like, you can 1v1 some people if they're by themselves, but they're not really playing by themselves. Like, Diana is coming back, but Diana was still like, kinda close to her team. So it's gonna be difficult to get a free 1v1. Instead, just wait for your team to go in. That's the most important thing I think you should be working on. Like, actually engaging with your team. Like, hold on, let's go look at this from above for a second. You're chasing the Doomfist a little bit. You're taking, like, this is a 1v1. Again, a 1v1 you can't take, so I'm going to go back to watch it. I assume your Brigitte called Doomfist left. Yeah. You take the 1v1 of the Doomfist. You have to be careful. And we just kill the Doomfist, right? With a little bit of Brigitte's help, a little bit of Monkey's help. But mostly just cheer taking a 1v1 and killing Doomfist, who was by himself. Really well done. That's solid. So again, if it's a 1v1 you can take, then just take it and win. We stack Nano on Primal, that's bad, but it's just unfortunate. You land on side High Noon. Now it's gone, so you go on Diana. A little too far out of range, but it's still okay. Like, you have 3 blinks, why not blink closer to Diana, right? But yeah, not a big deal. And our monkey ended up going by himself, which is very unfortunate. You could have followed up on the monkey if you really wanted to. You were just being careful about High Noon. There's the draw, but yeah, your monkey is just getting deleted between High Noon, the anti, and everything else. Yep. This might be a lost fight. Because you don't have a main tank. They also use speed. Just reset. Like, you don't have a main tank. They use speed. They are using Primo. Just reset. Don't use the pulse bomb. Because again, you can come back and fight another fight. With 1, 2, 3, 4 ultimates against 1, 2. And you're gonna tell me, well, but their 1, 2 ultimate can win them the fight. Yes, it can. But if you go first, then it shouldn't. don't use your ultimate. Like, even if you kill this Ana, which you don't, even if you had killed the Ana, it would not have made a difference in the fight. You're playing like solo. You're literally playing solo. You're like, I got 1 kill, then I'm gonna get another, and I got 2 kills. Why did we not win the fight? Well, because your monkey's dead. And you cannot win. And they also use like Beat, Nano. They did not in Nano, they Primal. High Noon, right? You're not gonna win by yourself. Your team's just gonna get deleted, and then the enemy is just gonna win the fight. Like, why are you going in? Why are you going in? Why did we not wait for the monkey? Why did your monkey not wait for the rest of the team as well? But your monkey just got stunned right clicked into, you know, Doomfist kill. But yeah, your monkey should have waited for the rest of your team, but also you should have gone in with a monkey. It's just a mess. Like, your team right now is uncoordinated as fuck. That's the only expression I can give to it. Your monkey goes in, no one is with him, like the D.Va is dueling their monkey, which is not bad, but then Ana, maybe, Brigitte is of course somewhere else, Hanzo is trying to get healing, you don't going with the monkey, the McCree just gets free value, right? This monkey is basically just dead every time he goes in, because he is going in by himself, which is very unfortunate. Like, the D.Va is doing her own thing and you are doing your own thing. The one time the guys kinda engaged together, you won the fight, but after that you guys just haven't going together like at all. Their monkey's slow, but he's getting healed. He also gets nanoed. We eat the grab, which is like, again, really solid. Like, the winning combo was this. So eating the grab is very good. The problem is that we don't have a monkey. Like, going on the Ana is definitely at least the best thing you can do. And your team is like doing good. Like, you are taking away the healing, which is solid. We got a pick, we got 1 pick, and we got 1 pick. So it's still winnable at least. But yeah, we should be going in with our team. Like, coordinate more, please. And good cleanup. Just go for a sticky, maybe, okay. And you win. And again, your mechanics are not bad. Like, you have missed every single pulse bomb you threw. So your pulse bomb mechanics are really bad. But I'm not looking at your pulse bomb mechanics. I'm looking mostly at your actual tracer mechanics, because again, pulse bomb does 350, but you can do up to 480 with a single clip. You can do more damage just clicking head slow than with a pulse bomb. Of course, pulse bomb has the advantage that it's AoE, immediate damage. It's still good, of course. But I'm not looking at your actual pulse bomb mechanics, because it's not like I can just tell you hit better pulse bomb lol. I can tell you wait on the pulse bomb, don't use it when your team is literally losing the fight. Just wait, but you don't. But I feel like it's mostly just a timing thing. Like, most of the time you're either taking a 1v1, which is okay, right? Taking a 1v1 is okay, or you're taking a 1v5. When your team is either dead or retreating, which is not good. You are gonna lose those 1v5s. Like, even here, what's this idea? Why are you going in before your monkey? Take like 1 extra second? Your monkey's just about to jump in. Why are you here right now? Your monkey's literally about to go in. Their monkey fucks up the jump, which is good for us. Your monkey's going in now. And your monkey's going in the high ground. Which is, you know, really good for them. For us, I mean. For them being the monkey. Like, this McCree is a free kill for the monkey. Why would he not? But you could go just, rather than front lining the enemy team, go behind, wait for your monkey to jump and go at them. Because your monkey right now, like, use it up, your monkey's about to win. He's going to drop on them at some point, I assume. Or he gets pooped into them, either or he's trying. And now your monkey has detention, and now you're kind of on an angle, and this is kind of what I want to see. It just happened to go this way this time. It wasn't really planned. But yeah, this is solid. You have recall, you have your monkey, don't be in front of the enemy, always be behind them or on the side. Mostly because if you are in front of the enemy, they can shoot at the monkey and they can shoot at you, or like they can shoot at multiple people. They can shoot at multiple people at once. Whereas, like, let me go back a little bit. Whereas if you do this, right? Well, hold on. If you're here, right? Then they can shoot at the monkey and they can shoot at you at the same time. You're not splitting the attention. Whereas if you come from behind, even to try to contest you, they have to turn around. And if they turn around, your team can push on them. And if they don't turn around and keep bothering your monkey, you just have free damage. So I like what you did on the first defense on the first point, or you just set up an angle behind them. That was really good. Now you're going the Reaper again. You can take a 1v1 with Reaper, or even a 1v2 versus Reaper Lucio. So don't expect to kill anything. Just wait until your team. You are just buying time for your team to win. What's this? This is not a flank. A flank would be like just waiting here, trying to hide around this, right? And if they come this way, you just blink away and set up like over here. A really good flank if you want to go aggressive is going behind them here. So you can just blink forward into them. Or you just wait for them to push. You can just be like here, playing around this mini. I'll be like, okay, I'm playing around this. If they come that way, then I can go in when they come in front of me. I can go in when our monkey goes in. If they come this way, I can go from the side where a monkey goes in. Right? You can see how repetitive this is. That said, your monkey may also be planning to engage with them here, which is why I said, like, this is really good. Like, your monkey can stand. And this is going to be a lot about when your monkey engages, because like I said, having someone to take the attention away from you is really good. And your monkey can be here and jump all the way here, right? Like, your monkey can make this jump. And if he does that while they're in the bridge, you can come in from behind, which is why I say that this is a really good way to get behind them. But where you're right now, like, where are you going to go? That's my question. You end up going in front of them. Right? This is in front of them. If they come this way, unless they just ignore you and go that way, you're not really coming from the side. They can also come this way or just come this way. So this is basically playing in front of them. And if they go that way, you are basically coming from in front because they are going to come this way or this way. And you are in front of them. You're this one, actually. Again, doing a Doomfist is not bad for you. You chase a Doomfist, you are not gonna, like... We're lucky that your team just got this. And what you're doing is basically just removing, again, the Doomfist, so you're getting even value. Your team's just winning without you, while the other team is losing without the Doomfist. So, this is, by the way, this is really good if they have, like, a DPS who is better than you. Like, if they have a cracked Tracer, who's just wrecking your entire team, what you can do is you go 1v1 the Tracer. And even if you don't kill the Tracer, you should be good enough to remove her from the fight for like 3 to 4 seconds. And in those 3 to 4 seconds is actually a really big window for your team to win. In this case, your hands will just click head slow. Yeah, your hands will just click heads and the Reaper's in the middle of nowhere. No need to use your pulse bomb. No need to use your pulse bomb. Stop using your pulse bomb when the fight is already won or lost. Save it. I know it's an ultimate you can't just throw most of the time. And even if you get no value, it's okay because Tracer herself gets so much value. But please stop. It's still an ultimate. Ultimate. You can set up a flank going behind them and win a fight with it. Literally all you have to do is blink once, like... Blink once into them, stack them, recall, and you won the fight. It's literally as simple as that. You don't even have to worry about actually getting the kill with the damage, because even if you don't, even if they emo it, even if they bubble it, you can still go in again. But what you're doing is you're taking away your own option of using the pulse bomb for the next fight. Which is a really good option. Like, you can get a free pick. Or even more than one free pick, but... And yeah, this is just cleanup. Like, we did not need that pulse bomb at all. I really want to emphasize that your pulses have been horrible. Your timing needs work. I think you can get the most improvement with timing, because if you time and engage correctly, you can get a lot more value. Like remember, right now what you're doing is you're basically making fights even a lot of the time. You're dueling someone 1v1 on the backline. If it's one of the DPS, you're probably not gonna kill them unless you're much better than them. But if you've been stacking diamond, you're probably not that much better than them, right? If you were like a GM mechanics, you'd be on GM. But yeah, what you're basically doing is you're just dueling someone and making this fight a 5v5 on the team fight. And this is where you're just making fights even a lot of the time. You're not giving your team an advantage. You're just making things even and removing one of the threats, which can be good, like especially if you're removing like a McCree. McCree can help a lot more than you on the front line, right? But if you're removing a sniper, it's not bad because snipers can just get picks, right? Which is, if they get a pick, it's a one fight. But that said, the snipers don't help that much on the actual team fight. It's like they're removing themselves from the pick for potential, and once the fight actually breaks off, sniper gets less value. Because the best way of especially Widowmakers, right? Hansers do more damage, but snipers just get the most value before the fight for free picks. And during the fight, the actual potential for picks is still there, but a little lower. And what you're doing is you're losing resources because snipers, again, they like especially Widow. Like Widow is the prime example. Widow does less damage than most other DPS. So your team, even if like let's say you remove the Widow, you could be getting more value at the front line. Whereas yeah, the Widow may get a pick, and pressuring the Widow is not a bad idea. But this, you are not making this even better, right? You are just making it even more even for them. Especially because the Widow gets more value before the fight happens. So when the fight starts, if you're engaging the Widow, then she's starting to lose value. All of that to say that think about who you're going into. Like, are you going to Doomfist as Tracer? I like that. Like, that makes your team fight easier because Doomfist is a really carry character, right? You can pump a lot of resources into Doomfist and he can pump a lot of kills into the kill feed. Same for Reaper, right? If you want a Reaper, then your tanks have a lot less to worry about. Remember what I said about engaging 1v6 or 1v5 because the Reaper is dead? Why? You're not gonna kill anyone. Your ultimate is worse than the support's ultimates. Charging Pulse Bomb up is not going to change a fight as much as Coalescence or Beat. And you're by yourself, you're probably going to have to recall, which you do. You may not even get away. You do get away because your team's actually helping you here. Like heavy helping you. Like this Baptiste kept you alive like there's no tomorrow. Like look at your health. After the recall. So let's look at your health after the recall. 120. 124, you're getting healed. 150, this Baptiste is doing so good in keeping you alive. You are taking so much damage, but the Baptiste is actually keeping you up. You are still losing health because Baptiste cannot keep up with all the damage. You go down to 80 several times, and then we just win the fight anyway, because they invested all of their resources into trying to get you, and they didn't. And their buff was really good in there. But like a better team, or just like any team with better DPS, will just kill you. Like Monkey, of course, can kill you through Baptiste, but if they have like a McCree, or if they have like a Doomfist who could actually hit his abilities on you, then you'll do that, and it's just simple as that. Again, don't take 1v6s. There is no reason for you to. You are not going to kill anyone because they have heal. Oh my god, I made that bigger. They have healing. Well, in the other round. Healing, bubbles, peel and bubbles, Wraith, shields, insane HP, mobility, and healing. You are not going to kill any of these people by going in by yourself into all of them. It's just quite literally impossible. Good kill on the Doomfist though. And again, like I said, you can 1v1 them. And maybe you can kill like the Doomfist is your best 1v1 target in this comp, I believe. But not 1v6. You are not going to kill the Doomfist when he's with his team. Reaper just gets insane value. I think you're kinda did your job in that fight. Like after the failed engagement, especially. Well, we just regroup, just regroup, get out, regroup. Why are you going back in? Why are you going back in? Just regroup. That's I don't think it's your fault. Like it was your hand, so I want to see if your answer was up there anyway. He goes out and he goes back in. So yeah, that's on your hand. So remember what I said about Monkey being able to engage really well here? There you go. But I just wanted to point out that you should not be there, and what happened to Hanzo could have been you. Don't use your pulse bomb, please. Because I felt like you were looking at the monkey and you were like, I want to use this pulse bomb right now. There it is. And it's pretty much a lost fight. Like your Hanzo's coming back, you are 1v5 while the Reaper's just pressing your team, but your team is regrouping. Go join your team. You are not a solo player. This is a team game. You are basically playing as if it were you against the world. And this is a team game. You should play with your team. Wait for your tanks to engage, then go. Don't just go in by yourself while your tanks are waiting. Because that's just dumb. It's just silly. Don't do it. Like, can you spot the problem? Yeah, I can. And where's the monkey? He's probably overlapped with someone, right? Yeah, he's right there. Overlap with Illios. 5 people waiting for the regroup and to go in together. And then you being the solo LOL. I'm going to kill everyone by myself. I'm a Genji. Look at me. I'm playing Genji. I'm going to 1v6. You're not playing Genji, of course, but it kind of feels like you're trying to go for that solo carry style, which you should not be doing. Oh, hey, you got that Lucio. You traded your life for a Lucio while your team was regrouping. Lucio can come back really fast. You use an ultimate for it. Now your team cannot engage because unless Hanzo just goes cracked again and kills things, your team cannot really engage without you because the tanks have no follow-up on their damage. And you're gonna tell me, but I did really good damage to the Zarya. Yeah, but how is your team going to get on the Zarya who is safe? She's just gonna get healed. She's gonna pick up the mini, pick up the mega. Lucio can come back really fast. You give everyone ult charge. You got negative ult charge from that fight, right? So you use pulse one, basically what I'm saying, and everyone on their team just got free ult charge. Yeah, look at that. Zarya just gets healed. Your team is kind of like, well, I guess we have to go without Tracer. So you've made this a 5v5. This is the most value you've been getting during this entire match. You are making things even for your team. With the disadvantage of, well, we don't have a pulse from now. And Lucio can come back and beat. And you can come back and do damage, and that's it. Look at that! They actually killed the Reaper, who was by himself. Another example of don't play by yourself because you're gonna die. Oh my god, did you see what he did? He was half HP and he was fine, he was with Zarya getting healed. He teleported to the high ground. You have half a second window where you can't move, but you are actually able to be hit doing the teleport. I have no idea what he's trying to do, but he just threw that fight really, really badly. We beat, they go. Just couple in Blizzard? Oh my god, I haven't seen it. We'll look at it at some point, chat. So we're starting to come back to the fight. The The teamfight is lost, because of course it is. Don't. You just did this. You literally just did this. Please stop. Don't 1v6 the enemy team. Okay, you get out. Thank you. And now that we have a Rhine and we have a better frontline, right? Frontline. Because Rhine can do a lot more than Monkey in the frontline. You can go around and try to distract someone, and if you make this fight even, like I said earlier, that's better because you are actually taking away someone who could punch a Rhine. Like for example Reaper or Doomfist. If you can distract them, then the fight becomes a lot more winnable for your team. Like going on Monkey here is really good. He's got Primal. Now you just swap targets. You are not gonna kill the Monkey. Take the mini, that's good. Taking the Zarya out of the fight is also really solid. But your buff is dead. So this is a lost fight. Don't invest your pulse bomb. Do not invest your pulse bomb. You're gonna tell me it's 81%. I have to. No, you do not. You have one more fight, right? You know what? If you want to invest your pulse bomb, if you see a good chance to invest your pulse bomb and turn this fight in your favor, go for it. But your team has literally no healing. That's my point. Like, you're gonna tell me, yeah, the Monkey's about to die, but they have grab B. I would just literally die or get out, regroup, and go one more. Your D.Va or you can touch the point, and then you're just fine because you have 1, 2, 3, and healing 4. So you get the Mega, your Vine is dead, so this time absolutely do not invest your Pulse Bomb. Hey, look at that! Why did I just say? Your Pulse Bomb gets literally no value because they have B. Imagine if you had, instead of throwing your Pulse Bomb, just like hidden up here, right? You just take the long road around, you just hide up here. When the point is 97, by the way, 97 or 3 seconds, is the time you need to touch it for it to trigger overtime. So 97%, or when there's 3 seconds left to touch a point, is when you have to touch to trigger overtime for sure. You can go for 98. I usually recommend going for 98 because it gives your team one more second to set up, but you don't have any risk in the slightest of C9ing. D.Va got a good bomb. That's solid. This is just a messy fight. Hey, we use dragons as well, but don't. Yeah, okay. Like, you did touch the point, which is what I'm saying. At 98, like I was saying. So that's good, but then you just died to, well, you were low HP and you died to the Reaper. You had recall, never die with recall. If you're low, just recall out. If you see Reaper coming for you, you did your job, you touched the point, recall out so you can go back in. But man, I cannot describe how little value you are getting from your pulse bombs. Not only in the way you use them, because you are missing most of them, but also just in the fact that you are using them when the fight is already won or lost, or on a 1v6 being like, hey, I'm gonna use it like Genji Blade and clean up the entire enemy team. Okay, we have one more to go. So again, very important, timing. Or you know what, I'm just gonna put, rather than timing, just team play. Because you are not playing with your team, you are playing this like a solo game. You're like, I'm gonna go on the backline whenever I see them, I'm gonna try to get kills. And if I do, that's good. If I distract them, that's good. If I get nothing, that's good. Even if my team is not engaging, even if the enemy team can all just turn around and try to kill me, you're just going on the backline, which is, again, the right idea, but it's just really, really bad timing or really by yourself a lot of the time. And by the way, remember what I said about being able to kill things really, like the monkey, if he doesn't have leap? Yeah. Like, your monkey is... their monkey is being distracted by your Vine and the D.Va. He's not gonna shoot at you, so you got literally free damage on the monkey and you just kill him. You help kill him. Illios not the best target, but it's okay. You can do Doomfist 1v1, but He's not 1v1, and you know, you are dead. Never get. Also, 1v1 rules, never get close to heroes that are better than you at close range. So, don't do that. And again, once more, may I suggest, you go away from your team. And I don't mean away physically, right? You could be like here for all I care, and you're very far away physically, but you're shooting into the same thing your team is shooting at. And that's what I'm getting at, right? This is the same physical distance than this, but your team is not shooting at these people. Your team is shooting at these people. You take a 1v2. The fight, by the way, the fight is basically already won. They have no main tank. But you take a 1v2 and you give them a chance. Rather than just playing with your team. And again, with doesn't mean literally on top of them. I don't want you to play on top of them. Like, Tracer does not play main. Tracer is a really good flanker. But you need to have the timing to go in, or at least shoot at, or at least consider what is your team putting pressure on. And in this case, it was like these 3 people, not these 2. Like, you are taking a 1v2 that you're just not gonna win. Okay, you're coming back. Teamfight still happening. We could kill the Lucio. Going on the Zarya here is fine, like I said earlier. It's not like your Ryan is here, the enemy team here. We can't really get to them very easily. We have some damage coming this way, but your McCree is just... Right? Your D.Va is doing the Reaper. So you chasing after this Zarya with your Ryan is fine. And you may even be able to kill her, honestly. Even Lucio comes to you. But they come to help with Zarya. And it's just unlucky, we just don't kill them. Is it unlucky? Kind of. Like, if your Ryan hadn't died, like you were a second too late on the actual follow-up. Which is not your fault, you were coming back from spam, clearly. But your Ryan ended up, again, splitting from his team, which has led to him dying. And if you had been 1 second earlier, again, not on you, you were coming back from spawn. But if you had been 1 second earlier, this would have been won. Because the Zarya went very low. Their monkey just gets stunned right click, but they have a Doomfish as well, which kill them all. Set up for a flank, wait for your team. Set up for a flank, wait for your team. Wait for your team, wait for your team. This is not bad. Like, I know I'm saying wait for your team. I mean don't go in. If you want to like annoy the Reaper, again, these 2 have no range on you. You have a range advantage on both of them, if you stay far away enough. So you are fine just poking them, chasing them out, making sure they don't pressure your team before the fight happens. Like, that's okay. And by the way, I cannot stop saying this. Taking 1v1s is not bad. But they have to be productive 1v1s. You can't just take any 1v1 and be like, I'm getting value. Because at that point, the most value you can get is even. And even 5v5 for your team. Unless you win the fight, which doesn't always happen. Not because of you, it's just the nature of, you know, Overwatch. If you were winning every single 1v1 and killing the enemy, you will be rated higher. Until you stop winning every single 1v1. But if you take a 1v1 very early when your team is regrouping, if it's a 1v1, it's fine. Because you are Tracer, you can probably pressure them out. And if you cannot pressure them out, you can get away. And that's okay, it's basically taking a chance on, can I kill these people? Maybe yes, maybe no, most likely no, but if I hit the numbers, then that's good. And if not, if I still win, but I don't kill them, but I chase them out, I win the position, which is solid as well. The problem is that sometimes you're taking 1v1s as the fight is happening, which is bad, depending on the 1v1. Or sometimes you're just taking 1v2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And that's a problem because they can just win those and maybe kill you even. And even if not, if your team tries to save you, they have to invest resources into saving you. So it becomes a problem. This is not you, this is you. That's actually, again, a pulse one where you just... Like, I get that you were preparing for this, right? You were looking at them, you were going, okay, I'm going to use the pulse from this fight. The thing is, we got a big shatter, and everything's dead. Like, they're all dead before you even pulse them. It is yet another pulse bomb you do not need because the fight's already won. Oh yeah, like it doesn't even get a kill because the monkey dies before it explodes. You can see how little value you are getting out of those pulse bombs, which is very painful. And it's mostly not, you have been missing a lot of them, right? That's a problem. But even if you are missing a lot of them, you could still be hitting them and getting more value if you are using them during the fight, not when the fight is well lost. Use it up for a flank. And I'm speeding up a little bit because it's already 55 minutes. And I'm just waiting. I'm just repeating the same things over and over. Just wait for your team, play with your team. This is not too bad. It's not, by the way, the super is clearly going in for an ultimate. This is not too bad, right? Like, if your team gets pressured, you have a flank. And if your team goes aggressive, you can take this flank. It's not too bad. Just, you have to know you cannot just stay here forever. Your McCree just walked off the map, which is very unfortunate. The Reaper doesn't get any value with his ultimate, which is solid. And again, like, if you wanted to take this angle, it should have been as the enemy were pushing through here. Like, what are you gonna do now? Who are you going to go on? The coalescing Moira? The fight's already lost. We have no healing, our tanks are low. This is a lost fight 100%. You guys still die on point, like you have point, die on point. Die on point, die on point, die on point, die on point, that's fine. But that was a lost fight, and again, you keep going for this plays, which I think are a good idea, like the flanks, getting behind them, going for the backline, but you're always doing that when the enemy is already engaging into your team or before your team is engaging onto the enemy. Doing Illios fine. Again, you're probably not gonna kill him, but like a team fight's not happening yet. Your team is regrouping. So if you want to go for a 1v1, which this is a 1v1, you can at least win the position. Because with Tracer, you should be able to win most 1v1s. So you can win this position. Don't go for... You're taking a 1v1. Don't go for another one because this person is still on you. You recall out, which is fine. Like, the problem here is that now you don't have recall, of course. But it's worth it to stay alive. Just don't go for another 1v1 if you're already on a 1v1. And if you wanted to go in, like, I just saw them use both bubbles. One on the monkey, one on yourself. This would be a good opportunity to just go in right now. They also don't have the monkey bubble. Just go in right now and go for a stake. The fight is about to happen. Like, look at this. Your team is ready to go. No one's dead yet. They have used some resources. This is a great time to go for that pulse from play. Are you going for it? Looks to me like you're going for it. You do go for it. Again, your pulse from accuracy is not perfect. Did he not have Braid? He did not have Braid. Your pulse from accuracy is not perfect, but at least you got one. And that's a fight win with only pulse from. We also use Hainon. But we win the fight only with pulse from. It's literally as simple as that. Use it early in the fight. Not when you're 1v6, but when the fight is actually about to happen. That's a great example. When the fight is about to happen, you go in, they have no resources. The fight just started. They use both bubbles, they use the monkey bubble. You go in, you get a kill. Good job! And you clean up. Monkey Primal gets more value than he should have, but it's still fine. We get the point, which is, important. What's important? Winning the point, win the fight. Okay, you're staying behind them. Don't go in right. You're going in. Wait a second until your team is ready to go, right? Okay, you're coming back. That's not too bad, at least. You didn't really engage on the enemy. There's the grab. This is not bad, because again, the enemy are engaging onto your team. We have rally defensively as well. So this is not bad. Just go in. They beat. You can use this time to recontest, to reset, I mean. find a new angle or whatever. Not too bad, not too bad. We killed the monkey. We killed the Doomfist, which is solid. A recall out. You don't even need to recall. You get the mini. That's good. Your movement is solid, by the way. Like, your movement and your aim are not the problem. It's definitely just that you're playing this like a solo game. Even here, yeah, the Reaper killed 2 of your team, but that's okay. That's not your fault. Like, you go, you kill the Doomfist, right? Then you have to get out because you're being pressured, but this is good. And then you go for the Moira. It's like, you could go back and kill the monkey as well, but monkey is not your target priority. And that said, you're not going to kill a Moira. Shouldn't we wait for your team to engage and then you push it? That's literally what I'm saying. Like, literally every time. It is literally what I'm saying. Gibraltar. Or at the same time, at least. Just not by yourself. You could argue that maybe Moira with Coalescence is not a great target, but the Coalescence is about to end. And then you can pressure the Moira. By the way, the reason why Reaper gets so much value is because Ortiva bombed. Sorry, just joined? No problem. And you do kill the Moira, which again is a really good target for you to go on. If she uses trade, she's a free kill. Did you need this? I don't think you did, but I'm actually okay with this one because the fight is not 100% won yet. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not like your team is dead or the entire team is dead like it was in the previous ones. I think this one's fine. Wow, you just get deleted by Lucio. That's unlucky, but it should still be a 1 fight. Maybe not, but we can stall the point to 99 at least. You come back. That's okay. Okay, we reset. We got it to 99, which is, yeah, like good mechanics. Like I said, hit mechanics are good. Your blinking is good. Your aim is not bad. Like for Diamond, yeah, this is good aim. The biggest thing is definitely just the team play aspect of the game. You're playing Overwatch like a solo game. You are going on the backline, not you, Gibraltar. I'm saying clickbait. You're going on the backline by yourself. Sometimes you get the good timing just because it's bound to happen sometimes, but sometimes they just you're going early and they can turn on you, 2v1, 3v1, kill you, chase you out, then you get no value. What's the goal of this pull from? Again, you're just taking a 1v5. I'm shooting the ball because Paul is not doing you, but stop. Just stop. Like, I think 90% of the pulse bombs, 90% of your pulse bombs have been just, this fight is won, this fight are lost, or my team is not here. And then you get punch and just lose this fight. Yeah. But you can get so much more value, and I feel like your pulse bombs are exemplary of your gameplay. Is to watch your team before every engagement. Literally what I'm saying, yes. You just need to play with your team. Like I said earlier, don't just go in 1v6. If you want to take 1v1s, that's fine. But you have to, especially if, as the fight is happening, you have to make sure they're the right 1v1s. And most importantly, stop going in by yourself. This is not a solo game. Your mechanics are good. Your blinks are solid. Your aim is good. Your pulse from mechanics need a little help aiming them, but that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is definitely that you're just wasting your pulse bombs, which I like I said, I feel like this is an exemplary of how you're playing literally by yourself. If you are going in 1v6 and trying to pulse bomb, even though they have what they have, like a Saria, they have cooldowns, right? You are just wasting them because the team fight is already won or lost, or you're by yourself. And that applies a lot more to, like I said, the fights outside of the pulse bombs as well, but the pulse bombs really just explain how much you're using this. Okay. Let's take a 3 to 5 minute break. I'll be right back.